I'm Linsey Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We begin this busy Wednesday night with what's next after the rare bipartisanship in Washington to release the full Jeffrey Epstein files. After months of blocking the measure, the president a short time ago signed the veto-proof legislation into law. President Trump posted on Truth Social saying, in part, I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files. This just hours after U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi suggested investigators have obtained new information about the case but gave no further details. We spoke to a Jeffrey Epstein survivor who was in Washington yesterday in the chamber before the president's signature. And in that vigil, when survivors found out together the Senate had passed it. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas leads us off with the latest reporting.
Tonight, the bill demanding that the Justice Department release the Epstein files is now law. The president signing it some 24 hours after it was overwhelmingly approved by Congress, something he said he would do.
Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because, honestly, I don't want to take it away from us.
The Justice Department now has 30 days to make the files public. Tonight, some Republican senators saying it shouldn't take that long.
This shouldn't be a new issue, so they should be ready to go. I hope they release them immediately.
But even though the issue has been brewing for weeks with pressure mounting, today Attorney General Pam Bondi would not explain how the process will play out and what, if anything, will be released.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
I pressed the AG on whether that means the full files will come out.
When you say follow the law, Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. We will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
Lawmakers on both sides watching these next steps very closely.
There must be no funny business from Donald Trump. This is not an invitation for Donald Trump to pick and choose his version of the truth.
President Trump didn't need Congress to get the Epstein files out. He could have just ordered Bondi to do it on his own. Instead, in recent days, he instructed the Attorney General to launch a new investigation into Epstein's ties to Democrats. Critics call that an effort to deflect from the president's own association with Epstein, noting Bondi herself had closed the books on the Epstein case earlier this year. At the time, she said the department had not uncovered evidence that could lead them to investigate anyone else. Today, I asked her what had changed.
What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information new information, additional information.
The Attorney General would not say what the new information was.
Still a lot of uncertainty here. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us now. So, Pierre, bottom line, is it still not clear yet when these files will be released?
We don't know if the new investigations will lead to a delay in the release of the Epstein files, Linsey. Critics warn it could be an effort to stall, but those victims who we saw on Capitol Hill, who were there to witness Congress act, are demanding justice and total transparency.
We saw that loud and clear. Pierre Thomas for us, our thanks to you. We want to go straight to Catherine Faulders now. She's our managing editor in Washington covering politics. Catherine, the president just said in a social post that he signed the bill to release the Epstein files. What else did he say in that post?
He did. That's what he says. He says that he signed the full bill to release the Epstein files that just came to his desk this afternoon. He does this, Linsey, in a pretty long social media post here. He rails against Democrats. He essentially says, obviously, we know that he launched this investigation, that he directed his attorney general earlier this week to launch an investigation into Democrats. He says because of that investigation and because he signed this bill, that maybe more information about them will come to light. Again, that's the changing of the narrative here a bit. He goes on to say that his Department of Justice has already handed over thousands of pages of documents to Congress. What he's referring to there are documents that DOJ did already hand over more than a month ago to the House Oversight Committee. It's not new documents, if you will. It's only a fraction of the documents that the government has in their possession. So the big question here going forward, of course, is when do we see these documents? Now, the ball is in DOJ's and FBI's court now on this. Will they post them on their website? How do we intend to see these? When will we see these? If we read the bill text closely, it says very specifically that documents can be withheld due to an active investigation. Is that something we end up hearing from DOJ? Do we ultimately see all of these files? There's still a lot of unknown questions, but the reality is it went to Trump's desk. He signed it. So now we have to see what the administration releases of these files and when they do that.
President Trump also said in a post tonight that he will meet with New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani at the White House on Friday. What do we know about that meeting?
Yeah, that will be an interesting meeting. We don't have many details other than what the president posted on his social media account, that meeting will happen on Friday. We've reached out to the Mamdani campaign to get more information about that. I will say this is something that Trump did tease over the weekend. He told reporters that the mayor reached out to him, said he would like to meet with us, and that's something we'll work out. Trump told reporters, we want to see everything work out well for New York. So that would be a pretty remarkable meeting, given that Trump endorsed his opponent and hasn't said particularly nice things about Mamdani and vice versa. So how does that meeting go? Are cameras brought in? What time does that happen? We still are unclear, other than the fact that the president has said publicly he wants to see everything work out well for New York. So what does that mean? I'm sure we will find out a couple of days from now.
It'll be very interesting. All right, Catherine Folders, our thanks to you.